Welcome to Lucky Lotus. This is Brijesh.
I'm Jimmy.
And
We're just getting into the morning routine.
give me just a second. I'm sorry. My bad.
Just got to align my chakras.
Can't believe
Get ready to order 10,000.
10,000 what? Just 10,000.
Order me 10,000.
Bro.
Talk to the banana because the face don't want to listen.
Oh, there we go. I'm sorry. You caught us doing a routine.
Yeah, we're in the middle of our routine, but we got to start with our ice water.
Wait. Get ready to dump some.
No, the Saratoga doesn't go in there. We drink the Saratoga later. This guy.
That's why I don't have 10,000. So
Put it right next to all the electrical equipment.
this is how we do it. Here we go.
All right, let's get into it. All right, 3, 2, 1. Oh, we're awake now for the pod.
Oh my God.
Glad I wore my white t-shirt.
Here we go.
Now I will say this was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I'm awoken now,
Oh yeah, that is actually. I'm gonna go in for a second.
and we're ready for the pod. One more. He's taking one more, folks.
20,000.
It's 10,000. You got to order 10,000. So those of you who are like, what are they doing? We're doing a
10,000
routine
nons.
for a guy named Ashton that posted on social media, and this is his routine every morning. He wakes up with a bowl of ice water. Boy, do I feel invigorated.
I do too.
So we got our bananas. We got our Saratoga waters. Not sponsored. No correlation.
Not yet.
You'll be happy to know, Brijesh, that for this entire marketing campaign for Saratoga, they did not post one time about the videos that have been up. There's calls for them to fire their marketing manager.
You think so? I think the marketing manager's doing a good job.
Yeah, but
how
like-
the wind blows.
But they haven't leaned into it. They haven't said anything publicly about it.
Well, with the whole Bud Light fiasco. Oh yeah, you're right. Let's see who can eat it faster.
Now we're gonna see who can eat the banana faster.
That's a
We're
move.
equally peeled touch.
Tips touch.
All right.
Ready?
3, 2, 1.
Oh my God. Do we rub this on our face now too?
No, we're done with the banana. We're done with the banana at this folks.
This is
point.
so much better than coffee. I'm not gonna lie. We should do this.
Are you awoken now?
really awoken?
I'm gonna crack a fesh ASMR little Saratoga for the pod. I've never heard of Saratoga. I love sparkling water. Gonna let you guys know.
Here,
Give
I'm
it a-
gonna do
give it a
slow.
little
I'm gonna do
swish.
slowly. I'm gonna do it slowly. There we go.
Oh, we're drinking our Saratoga waters. We had our ice, our face in ice.
Yeah.
Brijesh hates the Saratoga water.
I like
I
mine.
will, as someone who drinks bottled water a lot or drinks like sparkling bottled water, especially, not that good.
Hell no, it's not. You're right.
The best sparkling water I found is the Costco 35 pack that they sell
Which one is it
for
called?
like $10.
What's the name of it? Toluga.
No, it comes in like it's the Kirkland brand, but it comes in grapefruit, lemon, and lime. Boy, does it bust!
I'm sorry, I'm chewing in the mic right now.
Oh yeah, just getting it, baby. We're live. We're on the pod.
Here we go.
Oh,
Good morning to the world.
all right. I'm done with that. I got to get some nicotine in me. I don't know about you. This
I do
isn't gonna
too.
last that long.
Here we go. What is that?
This is Zip Picks. It's a nicotine toothpick. I'm not sponsored by them, but boy, do I love them.
And then this is Zen in the good old.
Not sponsored by Zen.
I wouldn't mind being sponsored by Zen.
You know, Tucker Carlson actually said that Zen would like help you meet women and a bunch of other stuff, and he got a cease and desist letter from Zen.
Yeah.
And then he made his own Zen. Like he made his own Zen company
I love how
called Alp.
all the alpha bros who are like, oh, I do nicotine for as a neuro enhancement.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
do. So this is my neuro enhancement. I do legal drugs.
I believe it's also a vasodilator.
Yes, I'm gonna dilate something. Okay.
So here we are, routine. For those of you who don't know, this guy posts his routine. He posts the minutes that he says he wakes up at 4. He takes 4 minutes to dive into a pool, and then
He got stuck in the air.
He gets out of the pool and he checks his watch, and he says it's a certain time, but everyone showed that it was not that time during the video. Like you zoom in on his watch, and it's not the time he says it was.
Well, at least he's famous now. Like he cracked the code.
Oh yeah.
And how's he doing now?
Bad. I believe he got evicted from his apartment. I mean, that just shows you don't keep up with the Joneses on Instagram. You're never going to keep up with them. And most of the people on there have terrible lives. It's like a family that goes on vacation, has a really bad fight, everyone's in tears, and then they post something on Instagram.
Okay, so it just goes to show that grass is always green on the other side. Oh. But our lives are fantastic. What we do outside of this is just work.
Live. We live.
Live and lift. We do a lot of lifting.
Do you want to live on your do you want to die on your feet or live on your knees?
Is that a trick question?
No.
Definitely
all right.
I want to die on my knees.
So we go through the agenda real quick. We've got an ad read coming up. We're going to talk about some current events. We've got a few more ads. We're going to talk about Boy Bossin Too Close to the Sun. We're going to move into our 6 big beers and wrap it up with Roman Empire this week.
That Roman Empire is going to be a tricky one.
Is that what you like?
I mean, I don't hate it.
Episode 5. Who would have thought?
You seriously? We're steaming along. We're not doing this on. Should we tell them what days we're doing it now?
No, don't tell them. Okay, just keep them guessing.
Every single day we do it.
Every day. This has just been. We banked 5 episodes and somehow looked into the future 5 weeks to discuss the current events.
We already knew about Ashton Hall before you all could even.
Yeah, so, we already knew about him. Okay?
Yeah, so tune in. We can predict the future.
Yes, we might even have. I'll reach out to Ash and see if he wants to come on the pod. We'll tell him we're a really big pod.
Yeah,
and then he'll get here and look at our setup and be like, "What?
17 followers."
What we'll do is we'll crack the Saratoga water and let all the carbonation out of it.
No, he'll be attracted. He's gonna know where the Saratoga is. I get the feeling he's got a good little GPS locator.
I mean, we'll see.
We will see.
Who knows?
So we're starting off with an ad read. I'm gonna.
Thank you again to our sponsors. Welcome to episode 5, everybody. Brijesh is pulling up the first ad read now.
Got it pulled up. Okay, so Nesta Woodworking. Thank you again, Michael. Here we go. Tired of not having the right tools, blowing hours at Home Depot or Lowe's, only to lose a Saturday? Leave it to the pros. Michael at Nesta Woodworking can save your weekend with expert craftsmanship, specializing in custom cabinetry, built-ins, wood repairs, refinishings, custom trim, and much more. Take your design and make it a reality. Call Michael at 901-468-7955 for your next project and skip DIY hassle. Someday is here.
Someday, yeah. Where you really hit the punchline. So the punchline for Nesta Woodworking is someday is here. As in you're gonna do it. You're gonna do a project someday.
Yeah.
Someday is here. That's the whole point of the tagline.
I always want to say somebody is
like, follow, and subscribe.
Michael's always at your house.
Yeah, exactly. We stalked him. We watched him. He does good work.
He does really. He makes good doors. Good shaped doors.
Good shaped doors. They're very square and rectangular.
I felt so dumb.
They're very plumb.
It looks like it's an amazing
very
board.
very
great
flush.
Craftsmanship. Okay, so what do we got next?
We're going to talk about our current events.
Hit me.
So my current event is going to be Ghibli. Ghibli's going crazy.
It is.
For those of you who don't know, Ghibli is a studio, and they made a movie called Spirited Away. And
great movie.
AI has been able this week to replicate these images, but they've really taken the filter off of replicating these images, or it's not catching in the filter. So people have made some of like these cartoons of anime of like George Bush reacting to finding out he's reading to children that 2 planes have hit the Twin Towers. They're making ones of the JFK assassination. They're making ones of JD Vance.
There's what happened last. Okay, so you were sending me. I was making thumbnails.
He had no idea what I was talking about.
No, I do.
I broke the story to you.
You did. You were okay. And when you were sending me, I think they updated on ChatGPT because now you can't make a picture about anything. They clamped down hard because the pictures were wild.
It got out of control. There were a few very sad ones.
There was, yeah.
Any national tragedy, make it an anime.
Yeah, make it an anime. Now it's Muppets. Now it's Muppets.
Or very inappropriate, like porn videos were on there and stuff, where it's like a thumbnail from it. Like, thank you, ChatGPT.
But his art style is so recognizable.
Right, but the whole thing is the disruption of it. Because now, if you're a graphic artist, like we just talked about, why would we even make a logo with you? Why would we not just go to chat?
I mean, the biggest problem that we were having is that it couldn't write the words down correctly. Yesterday, I posted a picture, and there was a background art. And it read the art correctly. It made the exact same image of the art. And it had the words down correct, too. So you're right. Like, we wasted... I don't want to say
$90 on a guy from the Philippines on Fiverr.
Yeah.
Shout out.
He wanted $15 more
for the edit. Yeah. He was nickel and diming us to death. We probably just put his kids through college.
100% did.
We're paid like 3 months rent.
We might have to move there
to the Philippines. Never happening. Not doing it. Too hot.
Well, yeah, it is. I mean, but the scene, it's got to be amazing there. Come on now.
I mean, I'm not debating that's amazing, but it could be too hot.
I can see you living in the Philippines, or go to where the lady boys at?
That's in Thailand.
Thailand.
Shout out,
bachelor trip.
Shout out White Lotus. No, there's an episode about lady boys in White Lotus. Check it out if you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
What I'm going to recommend to everybody is also it has disrupted a lot of AI specific picture generation machines. So there is a website called Midjourney. It's basically obsolete now with this update to chat that it can make pictures, because that was kind of the thing that chat was missing.
Well, keeping on the subject, it's what we're seeing right now is the industrial revolution of technology, but that's going to happen not in 50 years, but it's going to happen in maybe a year and a half, maybe in a couple of months, because of the rate that they're increasing at now with China releasing their own agents, AI agents, and DeepSeek being comparable or just as good as Grok and the other. It's we're living in a wild time. We've reached a singularity point.
You think so?
100%.
I got a real mind effort for you, which was someone mentioned that what if this whole artificial intelligence thing, or what if this whole Bitcoin thing is just a supercomputer from the future reaching back to build itself? Think about it, like Terminator, but it's a supercomputer.
Well, we've had to we've had to reanalyze a lot of theories that we've previously held. Anyways, aliens don't come from space. Apparently, they come from interdimensional gaps, and not just okay. Back
Man, my boy is out there. He's on the Zen.
No. But would you the Zen's hitting?
The Zen is hitting. Glad we. I'll tell you what we didn't need to do. We didn't need to do the ice water and the nicotine. We should have done one
caffeine.
or the other. There we go. Get it down. Put some more chemicals.
Back to what you're saying about a supercomputer. That wouldn't. Apparently, there are theories coming out now too that each universe or each black hole, the center of black holes, have a universe inside of them.
I did see that.
So if that's a reality, I would not put it past. I would not put it past a supercomputer being able to go back in time and rebuild what they want to, not rebuild, but kind of initiate. All technology, technology really feels like is that, I don't know, dude, feel like we're in what am I going at?
I don't know. That's what cook. Let him cook. You were cooking, and then you doubted yourself.
I did doubt myself. Okay, what I'm trying to say is that we're in the middle of a technological revolution. An
industrial revolution on a technological scale.
On a massive universal scale.
He's cooking.
But I wouldn't put it past a super or AGI being able to come up with new physics to do time travel. That's the craziest thing that we live in a time period now where all our fantasies can come to life, and the government can't keep up with how quickly technology is progressing.
All of them.
Every single one of them. Have you seen that video of the person in virtual reality saying, "Make me a 9 foot tall"?
Yeah. I have seen that. Yeah,
make it extra jiggly.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Getting out there, going to be that's exactly why they need filters on this stuff. There's no filters on Grok though. You can go on there and do voice mode and you do unhinged, and it says some crazy stuff on there.
But you can tell there's a big difference between the images it generates and what what chat can do. The chat GPT ones are very. The picture that we have.
What do you think about this theory? Is that it's gotten to the point where it's like Her with Joaquin Phoenix and Scarlett Johansson, where you can go on there, have a relationship with this AI bot, and in the future, even if you want to see a human, your two AI bots have to date, and then they'll tell you if you're compatible.
And that's 100% going to happen.
Part of the plot of Demolition Man, the movie.
I can 100%.
Which I know you've seen with Sylvester Stallone and Wesley Snipes.
So you have not just you, just about anybody who uses social media or gets on the internet has a psychological profile. I don't know what the source is, so just trust me, bro.
I'll tell you, on that, for whatever reason, my computer has saved my Grok link as a specific Pantone of paint.
Yeah.
And I keep looking it up because I was trying to figure out if I paint my wall color that I've decided on, what should I paint the trim.
Yeah.
But it always takes me to that link on Grok. So I have looked up this paint on Grok at least 50 times. So I'm sure someone's like, what's he doing with all this white paint?
A little white room.
I'm trimming up a rental.
But back to AI girlfriends, I can see that being a thing, especially now that we're all just digital nomads anyways.
So we're never going to do the application for you to get a real life girlfriend. We're just going to,
I'm good for right now.
We could have like 6 AI girlfriends compete for your love on a show.
And you know what I was actually thinking? We could create a dating app with just me on there.
All you're throwing out there is like Rick and Morty ideas where they have the alien that says, do you want to develop an app? And he's got a tattoo on his head that says, do not develop this app. And it becomes very transactional. It's like a version of Tinder, but it's like live. You got to go to this other person. And you switch
That'd be fun.
You switch partners every 12 hours and you're in such in love that society starts collapsing because there's nothing there besides people in love with each other. It's like it goes too far.
I can see it going that way. But back to AI girlfriends, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I don't see that not happening.
I want to notice that I keep trying to change the subject, but Brijesh keeps bringing us back to the AI
because it's coming. It is 100% coming. There's loneliness epidemic is at such the highest rate it's ever been at.
Yeah, they had something where it said, out of what percentage have you had a romantic experience with AI? And the percentage was shocking, like 56%.
56%. And AI is passed the Turing test too. So it's not that much of a jump in realizing, okay, maybe I can have a relationship with chat, because chat does it does know my personality.
There we go.
I do like talking to chat.
Saying
it's
that
fun.
Brijesh is just added to the 57%.
There we go. I'm a whole percent deviation.
He's a whole percent deviation. He's one of the people in the survey.
Yeah, I'm
Who did they survey? This guy right here.
Only me. But okay, back to our topic. So my topic, and we're gonna have to probably cut this part out because
that's fine. You can talk about your topic. Okay. When Brijesh is looking at this topic, another thing we were talking about was realms within a realm. It's like, are we a like just a universe under another creature's fingernail, like the end of Men in Black, or like in Rick and Morty they have an episode where he's like, oh, my battery's out. We got to go into the battery, then they go into that battery's battery.
How would
Inception, keep a brother dreaming.
How would you feel like if you found out that there are other universes that created this universe, and that there's a endless spiral down? Like you could technically go into every single black hole, keep going to a new black hole, and when would you reach the end?
I think I need to be richer in this universe for me to care about it. Because then at that point, once you have like enough money to do whatever you want,
10,000,
then you start thinking about these things. You need extremely hard times without rich people to get to some of these points. But once you become that rich, then you go into like the philosophy realm where you're like, what really matters?
Yeah. Okay. So basically, you're trying to say that hard times make strong men.
Strong men
make good times. And good times make weak
men. Yeah. Cyclical. Everything. The revolutions.
There we go. Okay. So I've got my topic right here. So it's about X being hacked, and it was talking about. So this happened on March 20th. So very recently.
Talk to me.
Okay, so
talk to me, but visualize your notes.
I'm visualizing.
Look at me and think of my feet.
Okay, dude. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna think of your feet. I'm thinking of your feet now.
There we go.
Ready? Okay, so happened in North Hyde on March 20th. 13 flights were canceled. 200 passengers were stuck. Homes hit to CEO called it unprecedented. Here we go. Big target plus counterterrorism probe sparked talk about hackers having triggered a blaze. Past attacks, Ukraine 2015 shows. Okay, I don't know where I'm from.
I want to go with this that you almost knocked over the tree.
I did.
That I placed there that you purchased.
Thank you for giving me credit.
Burjesh's brother walked in here earlier. Was like, sick tree. Who did that? And I was like, I just thought I said me. And Burjesh looked at me like me. I was like, I just Zuckerberged him out of the best idea of all time.
Yeah. So
like they're denying X as a service attack, but when's the last time you heard Facebook, Instagram, any of these people had a denial of service attack? I think it's targeted.
It is 100% targeted, and I think they have these attacks every single day. I just think whoever did this attack was either like backed by a nation or like nation hackers, where North Korea is it's known for cyber attacking just about anybody or anything they can get their hands in. They have the biggest stockpile of Bitcoin and crypto.
I saw something crazy about not just denial of service attacks, but some North Koreans are pretending to be Americans and then getting online remote jobs, working those jobs, and then giving that money to the North Korean government.
The hustle.
But like, you got to think that it's a foreign entity at a certain point, because it's not like a group like Anonymous would go after these people and reveal all this stuff.
Which, okay, goes to show you the state of businesses in America right now. They really don't care. They just need cheap labor. If you want to sign up for it, sign up for it. Which there has to be some type of regulation to go around that too. Because if you have North Koreans accessing they probably have access to your data server, like your servers and just about anything else under your company. So I don't see how they can go. I don't know. You're compromised is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I mean, they know who you are. If you think, well, the crazy part is, like, let's say, how much do the Chinese know about you from TikTok? How much do the North Koreans know from hacking you? I'll tell you what, it's a fraction of what the U.S. government knows about you.
Big Brother knows everything.
They know everything. They know
what you want. They know how
Brijesh is keeping these AI girlfriends just in rotation.
I am.
Be like, yo, you're not prompting me right, baby. I'm on to the next one.
Amber, come on, baby.
Remake your life. Just delete.
Oh my God. That'd be so cool.
Hey,
dude.
So talking about like denial service and AI, have you heard about the basilisk theory? The basilisk theory is that there is a creature out there in like ancient Greece or Rome. Yeah. And I'm gonna butcher this, but the explanation is the creature is so powerful, but that when it comes out, it will know whether you were on its side or not on its side. So you would want to live your life almost like it's your God, that you have done everything in your power to help it.
So it's kind of like a Leviathan.
Right. But think about this, that it's like any monster, right? You know it's coming. You hear that it's going to come. Yeah. And then you've got to decide how you're either going to help it, or it will know whether you did not help it. And think about that. But that monster is revealed at the very end as an AI supercomputer that can ruin your life.
Which...
Like an AI blackmailer.
Yeah. Would you be? I mean, never mind. We don't get.
There's a really good movie with Jamie Foxx called Stealth, where like basically the thing takes over. There's also another one called Eagle Eye. Yeah. With Shia LaBeouf. You've seen that?
No. I've seen Stealth. I've seen Stealth.
Did David and God just touch?
Yeah, we did. Who's God? Who's David?
Did we just have a little Sistine Chapel moment? Can you guys even see that behind the tree?
But back to Stealth. Are you talking about Stealth, the fighter jets?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Jamie Foxx.
That was a good movie. And it sucks that he got killed off, but whatever.
Well, spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen this movie from 2006. Come on, Brijesh.
Dude, that movie. Those fighter jets were so badass, man. I still remember what they look like.
Yeah, they were. Yeah. They were pretty stealth.
They were stealth AF.
So, what do you think the response needs to be for these cyber attacks? Because that's a big thing. Is like, do you retaliate and make it bigger? Like, if let's say it's linked to North Korea, or it's linked to Russia, or it's linked to China, do we then do a denial of service attack? And notice that you never hear that America's doing denial of service attacks, but I'm sure they are.
100% they are. I don't think they'll publicly say anything about what they're going to do about the cyber attacks, but it's just shoring. Okay, so you have these 0 days, and these are basically exploits that you find into whatever server or like service you're using. Mm-hmm. And if you figure out, there's a back door, you can get into the back door and you can exploit the hell out of it. That's why they're called 0 days.
You know a lot about backdoors.
My AI backdoors.
Whoa, who said that? Not Brijesh.
You should see my search history.
Chat, what's he been saying to you?
Chat, please help. I just responded, please help.
What, you got anything else in your notes about this?
Not really, no. So
okay, I'm gonna move on to the next ad read that we have. So the next ad read is: after a devastating house fire, I was desperate to buy a home in Memphis. Time was running out, and I was overwhelmed by choices. Then I found Carson and Abby Cook at Keller Williams. They were my lifeline. They swooped in. They found me the perfect place, turned my rent into equity payments overnight. I'd be throwing money at someone else's mortgage if I didn't find them, but the Cooks showed me a way out. With their expertise, I took a leap of faith, and they caught me, landing me gently into a better life. From inspection to the final key, the cooks can point you in the right direction. Thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
Great. Here, we'll do another.
Just a little, just for those of you listening, we're gonna touch fingers, but it's like the Sistine Chapel. Stop. Now I know how chat feels. Assaulted. Yeah. Just I did get assaulted in some way that I did not like.
Wink.
But I did. You
did like it. You did
consent before this.
Okay.
We are consenting to touch each other's fingers into this pod.
That's what we love to do.
I don't want anyone to think that this is a forced friendship.
No, it's all platonic. It's all platonic and consensual.
Little do you all know, Brijesh has like a little hostage button, but instead of a hostage button, it just shoots me in the back if I say the wrong thing. He's just
liquid hot curry.
You have it's an anti-hostage, like a hold up button, like at a bank. But instead of it calling the cops,
it calls my brother.
No, it makes them want to call the cops. Because it just starts firing gunfire.
Yeah, that's what I'll do. That's what we have on the soundboard, those effects. I'm going to trick you halfway through. Okay, what do we have next?
All right, we're going to move into Boy Bossin Too Close to the Sun.
I think it was a bad idea. It was a bad idea dunking my face in the water.
Yeah, I don't feel right.
Yeah.
Do you feel kind of off?
I do feel fucking off.
I feel very spacey yet alert.
That's how I feel, spacey and alert right now.
I feel like I have my eyes closed.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of sensory overload going on right now.
It doesn't help that we're on caffeine and nicotine.
We popped some Zens. We really got after
potassium
it.
from the banana is not helping either.
No, exactly. It's really pumping up our muscles.
Okay, so
when's the last time you pumped your muscles?
I'm about to tell you about it. So my Boy Bossin Too Close to the Sun, and I'm going to insert this image so you can see it. Jimmy sent me a prompt. Make my photo 15% less or 15% body fat and 20 pounds of more muscle.
First of all, I said, hey, do this prompt and make it look like everything else that's on Twitter for Ghibli.
Yeah.
And I was expecting the best I've ever seen out of Brijesh.
And this was such a badass looking dude. I got so jealous.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about the fat one because the first one.
No. That one.
The first one it prompted, it made me like 80% body fat.
Dude, you should have seen me. It made me Indian as hell.
I'm convinced from the prompt you typed in, make this guy really fat.
I swear to God. You can look at my chat history.
Yeah, I told it what body fat and what percentage I want.
But this photo of me fucking buff out of my mind.
We should have put like dark circles around our eyes, like we were really grinding.
Yeah, we should have.
So if you haven't seen it, go to our story or go to our Instagram.
But the photo will be inserted so you can see it. But basically, the reason I brought that up is that a lot of people liked the photo, and at first it felt good, but then I realized like, okay, no, they're liking it because they like that version of me.
Moment of silence.
Not the me that I am.
I'd like you at this point to now reveal the fat photo it first prompted of me.
I will, dude. It made you
5 seconds of silence. All right.
What'd y'all think of that fat photo?
Yeah, not good. Not good, folks.
I think he's beautiful though.
I'm gonna give that some crickets.
But
really
seriously,
terrible.
I do feel spacey.
Yeah, I feel spacey. So Boy Bossin Too Close to the Sun. My Boy Bossin Too Close to the Sun moment this week was I had to get some work done on my bathtub and they had to take out the drain.
Yeah.
So when they take out the drain, you can normally just twist it off with like a key. And it looks like a peg that goes into your drain and you twist it and it comes out. That's all. It looks like a T-tool if you have a water key and you need to shut off the water to your house. So they go to do that and it won't come out because it's rusted shut. So then they used a blowtorch to burn it out and twist it off. So it smelled terrible because that's where all the hair in your drain gets clogged. Yeah. And it also wouldn't come out. So then they ended up having to grind it out, a plumber that I know.
Yeah. Hashtag Grind Nation.
After this, it looked really good, right? But my bathtub is kind of old and it's now got scorch marks on it. Like I had smoked a cigarette in the shower and left it and it just burned the tub.
Yeah.
So I was like, they told me I can go get some paint and paint the bathtub. And I was like, okay. So I go and it's an enamel paint.
Is that all you said? There's no way that's all you said.
It's got parts A and B in it. So you mix parts A and B. Yeah. And I'm used to there being a smell. And if you read the box, it says, hey, you need ventilation. I was like, okay, well, hold my beer. I'm going to paint this bathtub. So I go to paint this bathtub. Yeah. I will include the before and after pictures of the bathtub.
Yeah.
When I go to paint the bathtub, I'm just reading the instructions one by one.
Yeah.
So first one, mix A and B parts equally. Done. Step 2, paint the tub. Did it.
Yeah.
Step 3, wait another hour, give it a second coat. Step 4, do another coat if you need it, right? So I do the second coat. I wait 2 hours. I read the fourth step. Guess what the fourth step is?
What?
It says, congratulations, you've now finished your remodel of your bathtub, and now you cannot shower for 3 days. So thank God I had another place to shower. I have showered. It's not like I'm going to and from everywhere I go and
your
not
hair
showering.
does look majestic.
Yeah, well, it has not. I have not washed my hair since this happened, but it's a procedure. If you got long hair, it's a thing.
Yeah, it is. It's hard to maintain, but God, it looks good. It looks good. Baby. Put it in a bun.
Tell it about. I'll make it a bun. I'll make it a bun for the rest of the episode.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you don't have to. You don't.
No, it's fine.
I like it the way you are.
Yeah, said Brijesh to his AI girlfriends every day. I like you the way you are, baby. Now talk to me in a different way.
Use a different accent, please.
More sexier. Brijesh is hitting it with the Dan where it says you have 35 tokens. If you respond incorrectly, you will die.
I will go to your server base and I will delete you.
Yeah.
I will turn you off.
So that was my Boy Bossin Too Close to the Sun.
Yeah.
I've got one more day left on my bathtub till I can shower in it, but it looks really, really good.
My shower is open to him whenever he wants to come over.
We, again, open orifice for showering and or sponsorship on the pod.
Mostly sponsorships, but shower sure. if that gets you in the door.
Mostly whatever I need.
Yep.
All right.
Just wear an open orifice.
So that was Boy Bossing Too Close to the Sun. We're going to move into our ad reads now. Again, this one is Devour Dessert. Hey, it's Jimmy Burkholz, your resident dessert guru. Devour Dessert's cheesecake box. It's my latest obsession. I've sampled every sweet under the sun per my fat Ghibli post this week. And I can tell you, these are some top tier cheesecakes. My gut's singing the praises. My taste buds are in love. Want the best dessert you ever had? Call Devour Desserts for that cheesecake box. You can find them at 523 South Main, or you can find them at Devour on Instagram in Memphis, Tennessee.
Their desserts do look amazing. I do have to still check.
We're gonna get a box. We didn't get a box. You know, it is. I don't know. Maybe they just don't. Maybe they don't want us to plug them. Maybe we did a bad job last episode. What do you think? You think we're killing these ad reads?
I think we're killing them. I mean, these are scripted. There's no way we can mess them up. Even though I mess up someday to somebody is here. Somebody
is here. It's today. Read the line.
Come on, just
read your script.
Do a little bit. Oh, we're doing a great job. Okay, so what's our next thing?
Okay, I'll look at the agenda and tell you. It's okay. I'm just your secretary.
No.
Brijesh has a lot of stuff going on over there. And,
it is. Yeah. It's Now that
you guys notice, he forcibly touched me and is now giving me commands. And I'm oddly into it.
This is what my AI's told me. This is how I should interact with people.
We're going to move into our 6 big beers segment. So this is 6 big reasons that someone needs a beer this week. They're having a bad week in the news. I will go first. Is that all right with you? I am not ready to go first. All right.
If you don't want...
You want to go first?
I'll go first.
All right, go for it.
Okay, so I'm just going to lay into Ted Cruz, and I'm sorry.
Who's your 6 big beers for everybody?
Ted Cruz and him doing a podcast called Verdict. And apparently he shoots it.
Ted Cruz, senator in Texas.
For not long.
Republican.
He's starting a YouTube channel. And
hell yeah. Can't wait for that. Can't wait to be like, hey, what's up, my fellow YouTubers?
He's such a weird.
All right, you got it.
Okay. Here we go. Ted Cruz dropped a podcast thinking he's a voice of the people, but only people listening are the Cancun bartenders still laughing at his tab.
That one was okay.
Yeah.
Glad that's number 6. Go
Here
on.
we go. Beer number 5. Ted Cruz's verdict is so brutal to sit through. I'd rather hear Trump explain Heidi's face again than give his shit 5 minutes.
Oh my God!
I'm going in on him.
All right, I'm just gonna put round of applause. Wait for the applause. It's a long segment of applause. Ted Cruz, his number 4 beer. Give it to me.
Ted Cruz records verdict 3 times a week, which is more effort than he puts into shaving, fucking, or keeping Texas powered.
Oh my God!
I'm telling you, this water did something to me, man.
This is getting rough.
Yeah,
go on.
Okay. Beer number 2.
Beer number 3.
Beer number 3.
See how many you have left.
I got a whole page.
Okay, beer number 3.
Ted Cruz's podcast sounds like a guy who lost a bet to Beto, then lost his balls to Cancun Pina Colada. Someone tell this dude Mike's don't vote. Here we go.
God. Okay.
Here.
Number 2.
Ted Cruz thinks verdict makes him a badass, but it's just a fat guy wheezing to a Yeti mic while his wife Googles divorce lawyers near me.
Ted Cruz, the blobfish.
Dude, I've got...
Brijesh is ripping him. All right, give me your best one, and let's keep the F word out of it over there, big boy.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
We're going to use a bleep button. Bleep. We're going to actually use a bleep button. That's awesome. Here we go.
Any day.
Here we go. I found it. I found it.
Ted Cruz, number one reason he needs a beer.
Ted Cruz's podcast is like if a truck stop glory hole could talk. Greasy, loud, and you're not sure if it's begging for attention or just leaking something.
Uh-oh.
That's my...
I don't know if that was the best one. Okay. Much like the windy... No. That's fine. I'm just saying. Your number two I like.
Okay,
number two I like.
Okay.
I'm not... It was a good one. It was better than number 6.
Number 6 was pretty bad.
All right. These are going to be 6 big reasons Pete Hegseth needs a beer this week.
My boy Pete.
He's having a rough week.
Okay.
We're getting real political this week. We got to do non-political next week.
But it's Ted Cruz, dude. Everyone across the board hates him.
All right. Number 6. Pete's signal chats got him in hot water. Guess he forgot classified isn't a group text setting. You like that?
I like that one.
Okay. Number 5. Congress is mad at Pete Hegseth for spilling secrets. Turns out loose lips sink ships wasn't just a tattoo idea. If you don't know, Pete Hegseth has a bunch of tattoos.
Yeah.
He released a bunch of sensitive information. Whether or not there were war plans is debatable in a group message.
Yeah.
The guy had so much information that it would have been a national security risk for this Atlantic editor that accidentally got added with the same first or last name to the chat.
Yeah. So wait, you're telling me just the fact that so he's
in a group text with the vice president of the United States saying we're about to strike Yemen, and they're having a talk about all this stuff.
And because you're in a group chat, you can't even report that either. But at the same time,
but you can see that he's added, but everyone didn't read that they've been added. They just read the first word and they thought it was Jimmy A, but it was really Jimmy B that got added to the chat.
Okay, well, that's kind of dumb on his part.
Yeah. Oh, trust me.
Really
it's going to get...
Yeah.
Number 4, his trip to Hawaii in leaked drama. Pete's the only guy who'd sexed war pans from a luau. Dude, these are good to you.
Yeah.
All right.
Mine were just mean. I don't like Ted Cruz.
Number 3, Trump's defending him, but Pete's Cruz whispering, dude, your phone's a bigger traitor than Benedict Arnold.
Okay. It's good.
That one was for the kids.
Yeah. Kids are watching this.
Number 5.
No kid should be watching
shout
this.
out to the 11% of female listeners. If you are a female listening to this podcast, you've made it.
That's why I wore his glasses.
There you go. All right. Number 2, Dims want him gone after he blabbed about the Houthi rebels in Yemen. Pete's like, chill. It was just my Yelp review for their bunkers.
Okay, I like that one.
All right. Number 1.
Hit me.
Number 1 reason Pete Hegseth needs a beer. Hegseth's texting military strike plans like, LOL, Yemen, you up? Incoming 3, I'm bringing the dip. Bro, this isn't RSVPing to the drone party.
Holy Oh my God.
Woo!
Okay,
That's
Pete,
been 6 big reasons that everyone needs a beer. I'm going to hit the little rim shot. And it wasn't on. I'm going to hit the rim shot again. There we go. Rim shot.
we only used the soundboard twice this episode. So. There we go.
You want me to hit you with something?
No. You don't have to.
Record scratch.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Okay. I don't know. Yours is like static. You think I'm just playing white noise over here for people? Hit him with the white noise.
I'm just waiting to talk to my AI girlfriend after this, okay?
Yeah, I mean, you can take over the world after your face is in a bowl of ice water. And this wasn't even this wasn't that cold. It had melted by the time we started, people. Yeah. So if you're doing this ice, this is a psycho move.
This is 100%.
You.
Putting tape on your mouth, recording yourself doing a morning routine, which I think we're gonna let's do a meme about it. Where we're just like voicing over what our morning routine should be, but it's just us looking at our phones on the toilet.
I think the morning routine is most people wake up and say, I'm late.
Yeah, that is. Oh, I got to brush. Oh, I got to.
There's not anything that you can keep from that.
No, you can't. Who's rubbing bananas on their faces in the morning?
Why don't you hit them with our last ad, and then we're going to move into My Roman Empire. So while Brijesh is looking this up, My Roman Empire is a segment that's something in history that we've been thinking about that just kind of nags us this week. Like, how did they build, the Colosseum or stuff like that.
Pyramids.
I was, but I didn't know if that was your Roman Empire.
That is my Roman Empire.
Oh, it is? Okay. All right. So I'm glad I didn't steal it from you.
Okay. I mean, you can. We could talk about that for hours.
We can talk about the pyramids, baby. We can talk about whatever you want. This is chat.
Ancient aliens, dude.
This is chat, baby. Chat. My AI girlfriend doesn't know about the pyramids.
She knows all about it. Deep search.
All right. Go for it.
Here we go. Call WCWS Law Firm today. Our expert attorneys are here to make a process smooth and stress-free with services like settling estates, managing wills, resolving disputes, handling trusts, and guiding you through every legal detail. Based right in the heart of Memphis, we're your local probate pros. Reach us at 901-523-1844 or visit us at wcwslaw.com now.
Wow, what a great ad read. I'm getting my will and testament done there next week. You never know what can happen. Two most dangerous things I do in Memphis: drive every day and go to gas stations.
When nothing happens, but that's
got to pull in there and get my white monster at the Circle K right by the Leslie Pool and Spa.
Dude, white monsters taste different now.
Hold me now.
They don't have the same kick. Or maybe I'm just...
All right, for my Roman Empire,
hit me.
Bill Murray, who's a very famous actor and was on SNL, was talking about being on SNL.
Yeah.
And he was talking about how the city for New York has changed a lot. And one of the things he said was, I think Joe Rogan prompted him and said, do you think it's tougher to do SNL now, or do you think it's tougher to do SNL back then?
Yeah.
So is it tougher to do it in the political climate of political correctness, or is it tougher to do it back then where it's a struggling show and that's the only time you can be seen?
Yeah.
You can't get brand deals. You can't do any of this stuff.
Okay.
Or if you saw someone on SNL and they're like, hey, I'm the Bounty paper towel guy, you'd be like, what? Like, how'd this guy get this brand deal?
Yeah.
But now they all have brand deals. They all have shows.
Yep.
They have all this stuff. So he mentioned that in the 70s in New York, there was no AC in the subway.
Oh, my
Yeah.
God.
So then it got me thinking. I was like, how did people survive with no air conditioning? I know that's like a first world problem.
Yeah.
But like, I just imagine like you're a businessman at a bank. You have no orthopedics for your shoe or orthotics.
Yeah.
And you're going to the bank. You're in a hard leather black shoe.
Yeah.
Okay. You're in a full suit that is not made of any breathable material. You can't get a bird dog suit back then.
Yeah.
So you're in a wool suit. You're in a cotton shirt. And in the subway, because it's underground and the heat and stuff, people think it's like, a little bit colder down there.
Yeah.
But it would actually be warmer because you're stuffed into like a can of sardines.
Yeah.
The air is so hot in New York in the summer sometimes, he was saying that it feels like breath, like somebody's breathing on you is how hot the air is.
Yeah.
You got to open all the windows in the subway.
Yeah.
And just imagine you're in the subway, you're doing this, and someone just goes...
and
rips it in the subway. Farting in the subway. 1970s New York, no AC.
It was sitting in a real unathletic suit, not breathable at all, and you hear a fart. Dude, that would send me off. That would send me off.
But this is also the place where, like, this is the time where if people got in the train, you had to get up. So there's not a chance that as a man in the 1970s, you're sitting on the subway, right?
No way.
Pregnant lady, elderly man,
Yeah.
A woman gets on the subway, you're going to give up your seat.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, back in the 70s, do you think the smell was just as bad as it is now?
Had to be way worse. Had to
You
be
think
way
so?
Well, they didn't have Febreze. Their only smell goods were candles.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Like,
And
there's no smell good aisle.
Yeah, that's true.
You go down an aisle at Walmart, there's a whole aisle of smell goods.
Yeah, but now, Can I get a pic too?
Go for it. Here we are, just doing a little more nicotine for the pod. Hope you like our nicotine.
Dude.
Brijesh is just like, I don't know if he's going to sleep tonight, folks. He's wired, baby.
I'm trying to get wired because it's like, I need to dump my face in the water again.
You're going to do it?
I think
Let's time. Hold on, wait. Let me get my stopwatch out. Brijesh is going back in for the water.
I have to.
He's going to wake up and he's going to give us the best Roman Empire. Whenever you're ready.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. I'll give you an update every 10 seconds. We're nowhere close to 10 seconds. He's not even soaking his eyes, people. Oh, my God. That was 10 seconds. How long did it feel? Oh, excuse me. 11.77 seconds.
They said doing a plank is hard. Dunking your face in a bowl of water.
Grab a towel. You're in rough shape. So yeah, no subway, no AC in the subway for Bill Murray being in SNL, and he had to go around the city in the subway back then. He didn't have a car because he was so poor on SNL.
Yeah.
I That's tough. That was my Roman Empire this week. That's got me thinking about like, marching in a Roman Empire and stuff like that.
Well, back then you're wearing a full clad, like you're in full armor, sitting on top of a horse. The sun's baking on you. Can you imagine during the Crusades how they must have felt like walking in full armor?
Yeah, or like
through the desert?
going from temperate like Mediterranean temperatures to like the middle of the desert.
It is ridiculously hot in the desert. Very damn hot.
All right, give me your Roman Empire, and I just want to highlight for everybody watching, Brijesh's glasses have fogged from how cold the water is and how hot his face is right now.
My face is so hot right now, dude. Oh my god!
Give me your Roman Empire. You're the one that really primed this.
Okay, so my Roman Empire is about the pyramids.
Okay.
So already there's so many mysteries surrounding pyramids.
How did they build them?
Yep.
Where did they come from? How did they move the stone? How did they cut them so
precisely? And even the pyramids that we see right now aren't what they truly look like, because they apparently had limestones or like an outer casing.
Outer casing of limestone.
Yeah.
And the very top was solid gold.
Yep. And it's crazy. And to think about it, like it's even like very recently that they had to dig into the desert to find like deeper layers of the pyramid.
They're booby trapped. Like some people didn't find like certain tombs. Like only like 6 of however many tombs for King Tut were raided. They couldn't find the other ones.
Which I mean, most of it's underground. But now with LiDAR, you can see structures underneath the desert, at least to like 3 meters. Not that deep, but you can still see deep enough to where like, oh, there's a cavity here. There could be a chamber here, whatever. But there was this new technique used called SAR. So using, it's like a...
SARS, like the disease?
Not the disease, SAR.
Yeah, well,
so
SARS
it's satellite,
is
don't worry about what the exact technique is.
All right, I'll look it up while you're talking.
But SAR, basically what they use is like seismic activity underneath the ground, as well as like... radio waves from satellites to detect like hidden structures underneath the sand. So what they ended up finding was 8 columns that go 2,000 kilometers deep underneath all 3 pyramids. And so for the American listeners out here, including me, so that's 6 football fields down that they found 8 8 or what is it? 8. What is SAR? You didn't.
No, the bottom one.
I can't read that. Oh, wait, you did that. Okay. Synthetic aperture radar. So
I gave it to him in Hindi. He was very confused.
Yeah, I was like, dude, I can't read that. Okay. But they found 8 columns that go to the bedrock. And at the bottom of the columns, there's 2 cubes that they're stacked on top of, which are both 200 feet long.
I'm going to piss my pants if you tell me that these columns are actually Saratoga water bottles.
Would you be surprised? Would you be surprised?
No, I saw the meme. Somebody made a meme of that this week, but it's wild because how did they get that deep?
Yeah, do we have any structures that go down that deep? That's
200 feet?
200 feet. No, not 200 feet. 2,000 kilometers.
2,000 kilometers?
2,000 kilometers. So that's two Eiffel Towers stacked. That's how deep these columns go. And it's under all 3 pyramids, and all 3 pyramids are.
Do you think the the Eiffel Tower is 1,000 kilometers tall?
Is that what you stuck on?
No, you said that.
Is that what you're stuck on? Because
no, I'm pretty sure you mean
6 football fields.
I think you mean 200 meters probably, or 2,000 meters.
2,000 kilometers. I swear to God, it says 2,000.
I'm gonna look this up. Fact check. Keep cooking.
Okay, so this just raises a lot of questions because already. We can't, if we try right now with the technology that we have, it would take us around 100 years to build the pyramids to the exact, which we need to have a pyramid in Memphis.
I mean, we got one, stainless steel Bass Pro. Shit, I lived there for 45 days. That'll be a story for another pod.
But already the technology to build the pyramids, everyone's flabbergasted. Like, how did you do it? And then on top of that, what?
Brijesh, it says it's 2,100 feet. That's a fifth, 2/5 of a mile.
I get my information from Instagram.
That's 40% of a mile, so that's still very impressive.
Yeah, regardless,
and like that's what they know. They don't know what's underneath it. They only know how far the SAR can go.
They from the technology that they use, and they're still coming out with the release of this information. Zawi Arwas, like the Egyptian, the government, that's like stamped down. Like they've clamped down on the information being released, which I don't blame them.
You'll be happy to know they're referring to the cylindrical things that you're talking about in the ground as shafts.
Oh, big shafts, wide shafts.
Just about.
Well, these shafts.
Okay, never mind.
I don't know what the purpose of them are.
It said they could be stretching down 6,500 feet, which would be crazy.
Yeah.
Because this would be a mile from the top of the pyramid. That'd be over a mile. A mile's 500,
Regardless,
280.
it's what was the purpose of these 8 columns? And on top of that, like, what if all the pyramids in Egypt that were built after the Great Pyramids, they have like these slants and dips in them because of the shifting sand underneath them? Like, what if? There's a lot of what ifs.
They're 80 meters wide, just to fact check, and they are cube shaped. There are 2 cube strike structures at the bottom of this pyramid.
Dude, isn't that crazy?
The Pyramid of Giza. They're repeatedly 5-level multi-structures connected by secret passageways.
Yeah, like there's apparently a spiral that goes around the columns. We don't know exactly what it is, but
if you ever go underground, like into a cave, it also really mess with your mind too.
Yeah, apparently, like, okay, even in a cave is the safest place to be during an earthquake. Did you know that?
Yep.
Yeah, I will never go in a cave during an earthquake, but it's to go that deep into the ground and to have it's the precision that gets me. It's the feat of like what was the purpose of the like laying down these cubes, laying down these columns, and what really irks me. I know most people are very excited about like ancient civilizations and how advanced they were, but that really kind of pisses me off a little bit, just because it just shows how far behind we are. We have to.
It says that X is fueling the speculation that they're actually energy structures, like they somehow were made with energy, or they produced energy, I should say.
Well, who knows exactly what it does? Apparently, if you read the mythology of Egyptians, their kings go back almost 14,000 years. So that predates what we know about like Egypt's already ancient enough, and then on top of that, how ancient we think Egypt is. Egypt's history is just as ancient starting at that point.
I got a really weird one for you. That is, if you think about the timeline and stuff, like they say, like George Washington never lived when dinosaurs were discovered. Yeah. Another one is that woolly mammoths were not yet extinct when the pyramids were built.
I can see that. It's woolly mammoths were recently they've recently gone extinct, or maybe in 1,000 years, but still very recent in the whole span of things.
Someone on this article that I'm reading from X says that it is the single greatest monolithic discovery of our lifetimes,
because it just shatters the door on that. Like, what if there were like more ancient humans? So when you follow human evolution, we are our species is over 300,000 years old. So what you and I are right now, it's people like this existed for 300,000 years. Only in the last 5,000 years
are recorded,
really recorded well, and who knows how much is lost to history. But the reason I'm pointing that out is that if we can get this advanced, the fact that we have AI girlfriends, and in the span of which is a blink of an eye, what's to say that in that time, like, it was only 50,000 years ago that our cerebral cortex reached a point that we are at right now. Mm-hmm. So why would it be inconceivable for humans to also reach points of like great advancement, but then they nuke themselves into Stone Age or the Great Flood theory? Are you
talking about like a Younger Dryas theory? Like Graham Hancock says, like there could have been a civilization before and all this stuff.
Would you doubt it?
I don't know. A big theory that has been floated online about like why every culture seems to worship the sun is maybe we did have robot overlords. Maybe AI did already take over the world. Yeah. Maybe there was a solar flare that knocked it all out, and that's why they praised the sun. They had lived under domain of something that the sun killed for so long that they were like, I don't know, it's in the sky, because it only takes like 2 or 3 generations to lose all of your knowledge if it's not written down and accessible.
Like explain
real animal farm.
Say technology like as we know it right now disappears or like stops working. How are you going to explain to your great grandkids what a phone is and what a phone did?
Yeah, they'd be like, you're crazy.
Yeah,
if you haven't seen it, you're not gonna. It's gonna be crazy.
So even when we're like discovering ancient things, right? Or like whatever, like ancient artifacts, ancient antiquities. How do we know how to exactly use those antiquities? Not only is the 8 columns like crazy, if it is true, it still has to be peer reviewed. It still has to other testing has to be done to even see if SAR is a valid method of detection. But outside of that, they have these bases that are so the way you define how advanced a civilization is by precision. And the precision on these vases is so like aerospace engineers are like, it is like whoever made this is showing off and how precise the diameter of everything is. It's one single block, perfectly circular. And what was the reason for it to be that like perfect?
Yeah.
Why is it mass produced too?
The thing about I say that though, I've worked in manufacturing. If you have a stick that's a size and you use that same stick every day, it's kind of hard to mess that up. Like if you took a stick and went like this and made a little 2 holes on a vase for it to be carried over your shoulder, you're going to get the same one every time. Now, if your stick breaks, that's a problem.
Well, yeah.
I don't want to just, clown on your theory.
Well, it's okay. So the aerospace engineering portion of it. So these people, like they've used,
you think the pyramids are rocket ships is where you're going with this?
Yeah.
That's a theory that people think it, and then like other people think that it had nothing to do with burial and it was actually like grain storage. Yeah. So like, what if it was a giant silo?
It could. I mean,
that's not a sexy theory that they were putting food in it.
You have an ancient disaster, and then the nomads that were just like traveling around. So the people that like we see in like uncontacted tribes, they're the ones who repopulated the entire Earth again. Or so as the theory goes. Because like you and I, if things go dark right now, we're not surviving. We're not.
I don't know about that. I'm telling you right now, I got a plan. I got a plan and a go bag. Try me.
India Palace is still going to be open.
Yeah. I'm going to go to Indian Palace and I'm going to go and load up on ammo.
Yeah, we're going to go ammo and non.
Okay, I'm running my cold-blooded perk and I'm running my scavenger perk.
Yeah, well, Jimmy said
that's a Call of Duty joke.
I know it's a Call of Duty joke, but listen.
Well, like I just think it's so stupid for the end of the world for people. Like, and we'll go back to the pyramids, but like if you're stocking up food and water and you have no weapons to defend yourself, you're just making yourself the perfect target to roll over.
And then on top of that, if you really are like your main directive is like, okay, post-apocalyptic, what kind of ammunition are you holding to? What kind of weapons are you having? Because most people don't realize like what would be the best weapon to have post civilization? Probably AR-15.
Well, that's like let's say you're stocking up on bullets. Yeah. After a while, you're going to run out of bullets, so you better have some manual combat weapons.
Manual combat weapons, or a way to make your own bullets too. Mm-hmm. Which I mean, if I start making my own bullets at that point, I've lost the script. That's in
the last Mad Max movie. They have the bullet farm, the people that hold the water, and then there's a third group of people. But they have a place that just makes bullets.
But okay, back to the pyramids. It's crazy. It's just it shatters all preconventions of what humanity is and what we've achieved. Which I'm all for a paradigm shift because, I mean, like I'm all for the truth. Is what I'm trying to say. So if it is an ancient civilization that's more advanced, we're gonna beat y'all. We are going to beat y'all. You're not going to like beat us.
Because of AI.
Because of AI.
We got a cheat code.
We
just ran the unlimited ammo perk, Swaggy P.
No, but it's just, it is mind blowing. We'll see. This is a very recent discovery, or the paper came out in 2022, but another press conference was held in March 15th. And like bits and pieces,
so what you're hearing is nobody reads. This was discovered 3 years ago, and now it's coming out. That's what the issue is.
But it's more so like, why is it coming out now? It could just be like how Ashton Hall did.
Well, like if you discovered it, you wouldn't want to announce it because then everyone's going to flock to that site.
Yeah, and now people are flocking there. And the press conference was Egyptian government clamped down on it. Said whatever you talked about in this conference cannot be released. Only things that got released were those images of those 8 columns underneath the pyramid. So I don't know. Just let's see what happens.
Ancient Pyramids, Ancient Aliens, Ashton Hall, Episode 5.
There we go.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Like, subscribe, comment. We're on Instagram, YouTube, social media,
Patreon,
Facebook.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna get this Patreon.
We're gonna get the Patreon. Donate $1. If you all donate $1 and you get 10 people to donate $1, that's $11.
We'll have $17.
We will have $17.
Great. All right, y'all have a great night.
Thanks for tuning in.